In this class, we are going to discuss about how our computer access the input output devices. Okay, so that our concept name is accessing IO devices. Okay, so here computer refers to the ability of our processor, how it will communicate with the main memory and input output devices. Okay, so how it is going to establish the communication in between input output devices and also main memory. So now we'll see here. So in short way, I am going to explain about how to access input output devices. Okay, so you know that input output devices are one of the essential components of our computer, right? So that means without input output devices there is no use of computer at all, right? So that thing already we knows, right? So because simply we can say that computer remains only for processing and storage. Okay, so in this particular class I am going to speak about the interaction between the set of input output devices with the processor and main memory. How it will happen, now we'll see here. Okay, so the internal communication between the input output devices which are in the outside world and to the processor and main memory. Okay, so will happen with the bus. Okay, the processor and main memory will be connected, that means input output devices, processor and main memory will connected with the bus. Okay, so you know what is a bus, right? Already I explained about this concept in first unit, what is meant by bus and what are the classifications of buses, already we seen, right? So a bus is a set of wires uh, which is used to connected the internal components of the computer. So what are that internal components? Generally we are using CPU and main memory, like that. These are the internal components of the computer, right? So what is meant by bus? Bus is a set of wires which is used to connect the internal components of the computer. Okay, so now let's see example for this. Now let us say if a user want to communicate with the computer with the help of a mouse. Okay, let's see one example more related to the this internal components. Okay, so here if the user want to communicate with the computer with the help of a mouse. Okay, so you know mouse is an input device, right? So mouse is nothing but that is a input device. Okay, so whenever a user uses a mouse, what happen? That request signal will be passed from input device to the processor, right? So first the mouse will be input device. Okay, so whenever user uses a mouse, what happened? That request signal first, okay, that request signal will be passed from input device to the, where it will be goes? So that is nothing but it will be passed from input device to the processor. Okay, so after that what happened? How the data will be passed to the processor directly? The data will be passed to the processor with the help of a bus. Okay, so mouse is a input device. So with the help of this input device we can send the request to the processor, but how the data will be passed to the processor? With the help of this bus the data will be sent to the processor, right? So and what our processor is going to do next? It is going to give grant permission to the input device. Okay, so how it is going to give the grant permission to the input device? That is to open some particular program which is available in main memory. Okay, so it is going to give the permission. So how can it give the permission? Means just it gives the that means it gives the grant permission to the input device to open some particular program which is available in main memory. And next input device to the processor, and again the processor consider the main memory. After that the program will be opened. Okay, so first the input device will be connected to the processor, so then the processor will give the permission. So after that that request will be sent to the main memory. Then in that which file we need to use, that file will be selected in this main memory. Okay, so here bus is the mediator in the communication. It causes between input output devices. Okay, So that means bus will be acts as mediator in between processor as well as input output devices, and also processor to the main memory. Okay, so who is going to involve here in the major concept means the main role will be played by the mediator, that here is bus. Okay, only the bus can do the request will be sended. That means the bus can only send the information to the processor from input device to the processor, or processor to the memory, or memory to the output device, like that. Okay, so in this bus we are having totally 3 types. Okay, already I explained what are the buses classifications, you know that thing already. So buses are generally classified into 3 types. The 3 connections that are available in the buses that will be help to start this communication. So bus will consist of address lines. Okay, so in bus there are 3 types of connections that are available that will help to start the communication. Okay, so what are that lines means? One is address lines and another one is data lines, or otherwise we can call it like that: address bus, data bus and control bus. Okay, you know, right, what is meant by bus? Bus is a set of wires, or is nothing but a set of lines or set of cables also. Cables or lines, or maybe we can call it as wires also. Okay, so these buses are generally classified into 3 types. One is address bus, data bus and another one is control bus. Okay, so by using these address lines, what our bus will do means it will specify where the data should be accessed, or from where the data should be taken, or where the data should be stored. Okay, so what is the main function of address lines? So where the data should be accessed or where the data should be stored, so that will be can do with the help of address lines. Okay, what about data lines? By using data lines, it will store the data. Okay, just store the data. And what about control lines? So control lines are mainly responsible to controlling the all activities of a bus. Okay, so controlling the all the activities of the bus, that is the functions of the address lines, data lines and control lines. Okay, so this is the general explanation about the bus. Okay, this is a single bus architecture. Okay, so first, if the input device will send the information to the processor, so then only with the help of bus we can send the information from input device to the processor. So after that, processor will give the request to the memory. So which file we need to access, which file we need to get, that means that request will be sent with the help of processor, then only the main memory will be select that file. So after that, it will be gives to the output device. Okay, so that is the process behind in single bus architecture. Okay, so this IO devices and main memory share the same address space, so that are available in 2 categories. So one is memory mapped IO. So here we are saying no address lines, so that means it will be sharing some address, no, that address space generally for input output devices having the same, so that will be divided, that means depends on that address space we can having 2 categories here. One is memory mapped IO and another one is IO mapped IO. So what is meant by memory mapped IO means, here IO devices, that means input output devices and the main memory share the same address space. Same address space. Okay, that is called as the memory mapped IO. And input output mapped IO means here we have the n number of input output devices. Okay, so that n number of input output devices having the same address space. Okay, so here just see some instructions related to this input part. So that is nothing but we can say that already knows how to write the instructions. Some move data in comma R naught. So how can we explain this instruction? That is nothing but So reads the data or move the data from data input register, then it will be sent to the R0. Right, here we can assume this is as one register and this is as one register. So then the move the data content from the data input to the R0. So like that, move R0 comma, suppose the instruction may be like this, data out. So what happens here? Send the contents of the register or move the contents of the register R0 to the data out. Right, so like that we can explain that instruction that are related to the memory mapped IO and IO mapped IO. Okay, so now we'll go for the next concept here. So here we'll have the one more concept in this accessing IO device, that is IO interface for an input device. So input output interface for an input device. Okay, so this figure illustrates the hardware required to connect an input output device to the bus. Okay, so now we'll see here what are the new things we are having. So just observe address lines, data lines, control lines. So these are, what are these? So address lines, data lines, control lines. Already I explained, that is nothing but these three are related to the buses. Right, so and one more thing we have here, address decoder, control circuits, data and status register, and input device, and one more is these three blocks. Combine these three blocks, we have called it as IO interface. Okay, so here the address decoder enable the device to recognize the address. Okay, so this address decoder, what it will do? It just enable the device to recognize. So why it is enabled? For what purpose it is enabled means, just it recognize the address, then that address appears on the address lines. Okay, so what is a major function for the address decoder? Address decoder is nothing but it just recognize the address. After that it will be, so after identifying that address, it will be appeared, that means it will be visible on the address lines, that what address it will catch, so that address will be present on this address lines. Okay, so now coming to the data and status register is nothing but here the data register hold the data being transferred from the main memory. Okay, so here what happens, data status register is nothing but just it hold with the data content from the processor, and the status register contains the information. Okay, so which is relevant to the operation of the input output device. Okay, so data will be holding on the data, and status register will be, it contains some information that is relevant to the which operation we are performing, that operation, that means that content will be related to the only, that means which operation we are performing here, so that content only, that means related to that operation, that information will be held by this data and status registers. Okay, so here these are related to the three bus lines, right? So buses is nothing but we are having three types: address lines, data lines, control lines. So address lines is nothing but shown by the address. Okay, and data line is nothing but it stores the data, and control line is nothing but it will be controlling the all the activities of the circuit. Okay, so now coming to the here we have totally address decoder, data status registers, and the control circuits. Okay, so this total circuit we can call it as the IO interface. Okay, so here control circuit is nothing but it just controlling the all the activities. So after that it will be appears on the control circuit. So after holding the data, it will be appears on the data lines. That's why address will be connected to the address decoder, and control line will be connected to the control circuit, and data will be connected to the data lines. Okay, so here this all will be monitored by the input devices. Okay, so this is the explanation about the accessing of input output devices. Okay, so that will constitute the device interfacing for the input output devices. Okay, so already you know this explanation, accessing of IO device, that means complete explanation about input output devices with the help of input output devices and processor main memory. So already this concept we discussed in first unit, so just refer that first unit notes. Okay, you can understand easily.